What's up, guys? JDB Sports here. Alex and Peyton, doing a Thursday stream for the NFC and AFC free agency. I really butchered that one. Anyways, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the free agent news that's been going out. We'll start with the AFC East and the Buffalo Bills. Peyton, you want to read down some of the contracts so we could talk about some of these guys?
Yup, winners, losers. We'll dive into it all. We'll figure out who's where, why are they there, how are they there, and yeah. So the Bills, starting off free agency with a lot of extensions. You see some to Josh Allen. They re-signed Ty Johnson, and they also put a lot of money in Greg Rousseau as well as Terrell Bernard.
Like that.
Some cornerstone for their team.
Sorry, I like that Rousseau re-signing and Joey Bosa too. I wasn't expecting them to go out and get him after re-signing Rousseau, so good to have him.
Yeah. Yeah, Joey Bosa added to that team, like Alex mentioned. Michael Hoyt, an actual underrated player from the Rams, came over, and he's going to play alongside Edge, fall back into the linebacker role as well. And then Khalil Shakir, also a big extension for him, keeping a guy who has a lot of familiarity in that passing game with them. And finally, some other notable signings. They have DeMar Hamlin re-signed on a $2 million deal. They got Derek Forrest, corner from Washington.
Yeah, the safety. I was going to talk about him. We were all surprised that we didn't re-sign him or give him playing time in Dan Quinn's system. But I just want to give you a shout out here, Call of Duty Nerd. Yo, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for liking the live on TikTok. Everybody else that came in, appreciate you. Let's keep it going. Derek Forrest, and I'm surprised they re-signed DeMar Hamlin. I feel like they're doing it because they kind of owe that man now for what happened to him a few years back. I don't know.
Yeah, he had a solid-ish year last year. Nothing too special, and they definitely needed safety. I meant to say secondary when I said corner, so that's my apologies. But yeah, I think it might be like a little. They kind of have to. They feel obligated to at this point because he might be like a fan favorite.
Yeah, Derek. Then also I want to say about Derek Forrest too, but the other safety that they signed. Honestly, you got to look at him. He played really well in Washington. We thought that he was going to be a starter before they went out and got Jeremy Chin, but he was delegated down to backup and just never really saw playing time. Call of Duty Nerd, we're doing great. Glad to be here to give you all this news going on. So best signing I think that they made so far was probably I want to look at Joey Bosa just because
Okay.
his impact on that line as far as with Russo is already doing. Just like to see it. That and the fact that Josh Allen they got the new deal. I'm assuming that's to really offset some cap, right?
It pushes it more down the line for this year for sure. But they're just paying the man what he deserves, and that's top shelf money. But the Bills are definitely smart for doing a lot of these ahead of time. I like your pick for the favorite free agent. Any gripes with them I have is just not picking out a corner to sign yet. There still is some time to go in free agency. I would look for a veteran corner, kind of like how Rasul Douglas has been for him the past couple of years. But I really like the Larry Ogunjobi signing from the Steelers, run stuffing defensive tackle. So
Can't have enough run stuffers. Ayo pause.
Ayo pause.
All right,
Let's resume to the Dolphins. So
yeah, the Dolphins.
You take it ahead.
All right, so Zach Wilson I see on a 1-year deal, which is kind of crazy. Didn't expect him to actually get signed. With the injury history to Tua, kind of makes sense to have a viable backup. What did they have? Skylar Thompson last year or something like that, or he hasn't.
Skylar Thompson, Tyler Huntley. It's been a bad carousel.
Yeah, they also got Nick Westbrook-Akine. I like that signing. 2 years, $6.5 million deal with 3.2 million guaranteed. And we're also looking at, I guess I could say KJ Britt too for a 1-year deal. Tyrell Dodson for a 2-year deal. I'm just naming off some of those like that. And then Elijah Campbell, like you said, re-signed with the Dolphins.
Yeah, not a lot of flash signings there by any means. They honestly lost a lot of people that they should have re-signed, like a Javon Holland. And does any signing really excite you on that side?
All right, Nick Westbrook. That's it. Zach
Yeah, I
Zach
think that's a solid deal.
Yeah, he can go and shine over there with Tyreek Hill and all that. But we got to look at Zach Wilson. I'm just surprised they went and got him out of all people. I mean, there's other people out there that can win. You could have got Josh Johnson. I mean, probably not much better. I mean, Zach Wilson's younger, but they could have tried to make a play for Marcus Mariota before he re-signed because he re-signed for a low amount, I believe. What was it like?
He
Eight
signed for
mil?
8 mil.
8 mil?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there's just better options at backup, especially with to his injury history. And I'm not praying for anybody for that man's downfall in any way, but it could possibly turn out to be one of those. Someone needs to come fill in because he ends up being concussed again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally I can see that 100%, and I just think Zach Wilson provides a little more upside than a lot of these backup options. You might be provided a safer floor. However, why not shoot for upside if your season's going to be over with anyways, like it was last year without Tua. So,
Yeah, for sure.
um, but
Ramon, how
yeah,
you doing? All right, keep moving
moving
on.
along, you're good.
Mhm.
Moving along to the team with the most cap space entering free agency, the Patriots. Um, they've signed everyone and their mom. It feels like you got Josh Dobbs as a backup now as they're trying to trade Joe Milton. You got Matt Collins, a solid veteran, really good run block, pass block, a wide receiver, and can also have reliable hands at times. Austin Hooper returning on a deal, nothing crazy there, but shoring up the offensive and defensive line with Morgan Moses. Really good signing for him, even at his older age. He's still super reliable. And then that defensive line with Harold Landry and Milton Williams seeing huge upgrades. And then Carlton Davis at corner and Robert Spillane in the middle. They might have overpaid a little bit for someone like a Carlton Davis. Um, but I mean, at the end of the day, this is kind of what they're looking to do is kind of spark something new with the team. And yeah, I really love the Harold Landry signing. I feel like he's familiar with the Vrabel defense and he's going to provide much needed juice. What do you think?
Um, I could understand that one. Him giving them that much needed juice. I'm looking at that Milton Williams one. I'm just like, they could definitely use some help in their run stopping department, and pass rushing department from their tackles. So Milton Williams seems to fit that bill. 4 years, 104 mil, 51 guaranteed, 24 million signing bonus, an all around solid deal. I mean, these players aren't getting any cheaper. So you think it's an overpay or what? What are you thinking about it?
I mean, he didn't play a ton of snaps for the Eagles last year, in all honesty, and he really did a lot better come the playoffs. Um, but the flashes he did show on film, and they just didn't need to play him that much with that defensive tackle rotation. Your Jordan Davises, your Jalen Carters of the world, they had so much there that they had the ability to shuffle him out. Um, but I think it's the kickstart they needed, and they definitely got the best defensive player in this draft cycle.
Sure. All right. Austin Hooper seems to be coming out the shadows and coming back. So, um, what do you think? Do you think that he gets more targets this year coming up? And I wanted to touch back on that Joe Milton. They're trying to trade Joe Milton because when he was in, he was looking quite solid and like Superman. Kind of reminded me of like a Cam Newton when he was scrambling around and how big he is. I don't know. Hey yo, no, Paul,
I mean,
no craziest intended.
it's a 18-week season, and he did come in the last game and everything, um, and didn't really. He played against backups, is all I'll say. He played against fourth string Buffalo Bills players, and I mean, did he play pretty good that game? Yes, but do I take it as an omen that he's going to play good in the future? No, and finding some value would be nice.
Yeah. I guess biggest signing would, in my opinion, I mean, Josh Dobbs is just coming in $8 million deal to be a backup, and I say Morgan Moses, a solid right tackle, like you said, even though he's getting older, he does do well. The only thing I will say is he gets some. false starts. He's a very jumpy right tackle. Back when he was with Washington, at least, he was either always getting called for a false start. I mean, holding too, but not so much. More or less false starts than.
Yeah.
Just be wary of that. Hopefully, his game and craft has gotten better. But we can go ahead with the New York Jets now, signing Justin Fields to a 2-year, $40 million deal with $30 million fully guaranteed. 15 mil signing bonus and a $5 million base salary in 25. Justin Fields finds his forever home, at least for the next 2 years.
Forever home for the
Forever
next
for
2 years.
temporary home for the next 2 years with the New York Jets. They also got the offensive tackle Okafor. I'm not Chukwuma.
Kagwuma.
Chukwuma. All right, and then center Josh Myers on a 1-year deal. Looking at Sherwood on a 3-year, $45 million. Right linebacker. Brandon Stephens for a 3-year, $36 million contract, and you got Andre Cisco and Isaiah Oliver. So they didn't really sign too much, but at the same time, if I remember correctly, their cap space wasn't in the greatest shape, was it?
It
I don't
wasn't in the
remember.
greatest
Yeah.
shape at all.
So for what they're doing right now, they're making some decent moves.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. What do you think your favorite move is?
I mean, am I going to be the average fan that's shouting out in the NFL Network or what? Justin Fields, I guess. I mean, they got their quarterback. That's not Dusty Crusty Aaron Rodgers and Dusty Crusty Aaron Rodgers, and they're not signing some type of DTR player. So
Yeah.
Justin Fields finally gets a shot that he hasn't had really since Chicago. Because I mean, even in Pittsburgh, they were back and forth with Justin Fields and Wilson. They really didn't commit. So
Yeah.
until they committed to Wilson, but
Yeah.
now,
No,
all
I
right,
agree. I would say another angle I would take on this is either Andre Cisco from the Jags. I do think he's a really solid safety, and he's super young still. Um, and they really needed a safety, so I like that signing. And then Jamie and Sherwood being back is huge because they just released CJ Mosley, crucial part of that defense for some more cap reasons. So definitely wanted to shore up that linebacker room again.
I'm gonna check to see if there's anything brand new that's coming off the contract. So let's see what's going on.
No worries. Um,
Going
I
ahead
guess I'll
and
move along here to a team that doesn't have a lot while you're looking up some more break-in stuff. But the Baltimore Ravens, team that comes in with not a lot of cap space, not a lot of room to restructure deals, but they do release Marcus Williams, Brandon Stevens, of course, going to another team, so losing some secondary help there. But signing DeAndre Hopkins on a cheap deal for a year, I think, is a solid addition for him. Kind of complements Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman more in that offense. Re-signing Ronnie Stanley at a cheaper rate than other teams would if they signed him, taking the hometown discount, everything like that, and I feel like that's good for them. And then re-signing Patrick Ricard as well, integral part of that run game. They love, love, love to block with multiple tight ends, fullback. It's kind of how the Ravens have been even past Greg Roman's scheme era. So
okay.
um, solid for what they did. Who do you think is the best out of those three as far as a move goes for them?
The Raven, D Hop, Ricard, or Stanley. Stanley. You want to protect Lamar.
Yeah, I
Solid.
agree.
Solid team. Him coming back, he was solid too. Probably one of the most sought out tackles out there. But at the same time, I mean, I feel like D Hop can give him something, but he's obviously not being no number one.
Yeah, for sure.
And then Ricard, as far as their fullback systems, they're more or less a run heavy. They would use him more with Henry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, and then on
yeah.
those read options too. So, yeah, I'd say Stanley's still the most important out of those three. Their cap space, like you said, it wasn't that great. For them to get three players and also to get Stanley back, one of the most all the highly sold out tackles. in this free agency. It's a W for them so far. Not really thinking that they're going to do too much more, but we also have I don't know if you saw this one. Ed Ingram got traded from Houston to Minnesota. See that one?
No,
Yeah,
did
traded.
that just
No, traded
happen?
to Houston from Minnesota. I don't know how far or how long ago, but it's on the top one Spo track. So
Okay.
and also Will Clapp. We'll clap for you. Will Clapp got a 1 year contract with New Orleans. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I did see that one.
Andrew Wiley signed, bruh. I mean, at least it's restructured. I don't want him back. And Michael Dieter can kick rocks too. Oh my god. Let's go back to the freaking AFC East. All right. Before I get pissed. Let's go.
AFC
Cincinnati.
North now, Cincinnati
Whatever.
Bengals.
AFC North. Whatever. Cincinnati Bengals. Samaje Perine. I remember back when he was a Commander, man. It seems like he's always just sticking on somewhere, and it's good for him the fact that he's just getting on. T Higgins with the non-exclusive franchise tag for the second straight year, which will pay him 26.2 mil. Then you got Mike Gesicki doing that awful contract instead of getting T Higgins that deal. Tanner Hudson re-signed on a 1 year contract. Cody Ford re-signed a 2 year contract. Joseph Asai re-signing a 1 year deal. BJ Hill re-signed to a 3 year, 33 million. See, I like the BJ Hill re-signing. I think that's one of the better ones that they've had.
Yeah,
Marco Wilson re-signed as well. We're looking at Oren Burks with the 2 year, 5 mil.
I think
And
that's a steal too.
you know what? I'm gonna call it right now. Best one.
I agree.
Caledonimus. No, I'm saying Caledonimus is
Oh,
their best.
long
It's their
snapper.
best silent. Hell no. No. But you know, Oren Burks and BJ Hill kind of the top two. I mean, I like to say. I mean, I like Mike Gesicki, and I like the fact that T Higgins is coming back. But at the same time, a non-exclusive franchise tag, can another team put an offer sheet in on him and they had the match, right? That's a certain time.
Um,
It's
I'm not quite
non-exclusive.
sure. I think what it means is they like still reserve like trade rights for him like any other player,
Okay.
but it's harder to negotiate with T directly. I believe. I'm not quite sure in all honesty. I don't believe that they can put an offer sheet on him. That's more of like tenders and stuff like that. Like
Okay.
restricted free agent tenders. He's
What's
technically not a free agent anymore when you're tagged.
okay? What's up, Hunter? Thanks for joining in. Good to see you. Stick around for more. We're literally we're going over every division in the NFL as far as agents go. So right now we're in AFC North. Stick around. All right.
Yeah,
So like I said, BJ Hill and Oren Burks probably top two. Maybe Marco Wilson on the outside.
I'd have to agree. And message to the Bengals: pay your players before you guys blow up,
Here, I'll,
because if you do not get contracts done by again when all these are necessary to get done, and I mean you guys still have a lot of holes to fill on your defense, so get these deals done so you can figure out exactly what you need to go and do because Jamar Chase is not getting any less expensive.
yeah, and also if y'all don't get these deals done by the time 2026 rolls around, y'all gonna be throwing the freaking Moses like playing.
Yeah, Andre Yoshiva's wide receiver one, dude. All bad.
All
Yep,
right,
we're throwing to Calidominus, dude.
so we have to get to the Browns here. Um,
Yeah,
Kenny
gross.
Kenny. So basically, when Kenny Pickett got the ball stuck in his hand against Dallas, and that's where the in that game where Eagles won 40-7, I believe, and he threw that ball down and fumbled. Basically, literally got stuck in his hand. That's how you knew he was going to be a Cleveland Brown. Oh my God! So
God.
basically, he was acquired in a trade with the Eagles in exchange for DTR, their quarterback, the Cheeks one. Um, Cornelius
And a fit.
Cornelius Lucas is leaving Washington to go to the Cleveland Browns. They agreed to terms. They don't have the exact deal up here yet, but Miles Garrett is also signing a 4 year, 123 million. If unless you are coming out from under a rock, you would have known about the Miles Garrett one. But we're just gonna break it anyways because we're already here. Um, Joe Tyron I am not saying that last name. You want to go ahead and say that? You butcher it. You butcher it.
Joe Tryon Shoyinka.
Shoyinka. All right. And then Malik Collins signing a 2-year, $20 million deal with $13 million guaranteed. And then you got Devin Bush. Devin Bush agreeing to terms. I haven't heard Devin
Yeah,
Bush names. I haven't heard his name since freaking the draft, dude. What's he been? What's that kid been up to?
he's trash.
Ooh,
He had like a solid rookie year, and he's been trash since.
that's tough.
Yeah.
I guess the best one would probably be. I don't want to say. I'm leaving Garrett out of here because everybody else is gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving Garrett. So everybody excluding Garrett. I'm looking at the rest of the agents. I'm thinking. I'm thinking Kenny Pickett because they had DTR. Who else were they going to bring back? Kenny Pickett and then Cornelius Lucas is the top two. Cornelius Lucas because he's solid. He's solid. He'll be solid at protecting Kenny Pickett's blind side. He was good for Washington until he got injured. So him and Brandon Coleman was splitting snaps last year. But no, I feel like Lucas will definitely be able to hold his own in Cleveland as that starting left tackle. So we'll see what happens. Well, starting or rotational. I don't know.
I mean,
Rotational.
I'll disagree on who I think's my favorite. I like the Malik Collins signing from San Francisco. Really solid defensive tackle. Um, Play a little bit of nose with the Browns and beef up their defensive line. And then I think Joe off the edge is actually a really good signing as well.
Boy, Shoyinka.
Adds a little bit more. Shoyinka,
What's up,
Tryon
guys?
Shoyinka. But yeah, uh, we'll just move on because I don't think the Browns are going to do anything else as far as free agency goes. And we'll talk about the Steelers and Mason Rudolph actually re-signing a couple out or signing back to the Steelers.
Mr.
Couple hours
Concussed.
ago.
Mr. Concussed. How about another? Miles Garrett's in the
Yeah.
same division twice a year. That's all I'm saying. Is that beef?
Helmets beware.
Is the beef renewed or what? Nah, Kenny Gainwell also getting over there too. He's solid third down back, I believe. You want to keep going with DK Metcalf? You want to break? What do you think? What do you think about DK Metcalf being a Steeler?
I don't think it's a good fit.
Yeah, him and George Pickens are really going to be freaking trading body blows, and one's going to be suspended by the time the end of the year comes. I don't know.
I just think it's two of the same archetypes of receivers, and the Steelers could have done something else if they were looking for a receiver. And this is a huge contract. I mean, 30 mil a year for 5 years, even if you're covering his entire prime. And then spending a second round pick isn't bad or anything. It's just this tells me that George Pickens in the near future is more expendable. At least that seems to be the grand plan to me. And they're trying to kind of shade away from him in a way. But I mean, I could be wrong as well. Again, they've made some other solid signings. I think Malik Harrison is okay. They're on a 2-year deal, kind of replace Ogunjobi, and then Darius Slay on a team-friendly deal as well. Fully guaranteed, but I think they needed a veteran corner really bad after losing out on Dante Jackson.
Okay, so who's your top? Who's your top?
I'll go Darius Slay. I think that's position need, and they handled it really well. I think he's really good. What about you?
I kind of agree with the Darius Slay pick. 1 year, $10 million, low risk, high reward. Big play Slay is Steeler. We'll see how he does on the other side of Pennsylvania. He did decent with Philadelphia. I mean, he had his plays where he gave up big plays, but at the same time, it is what it is. Nobody's gonna be perfect. Everybody's gonna give up plays every now and then. I like Darius Slay over there because it's low risk, high reward. I mean, you're gonna have to pay him next year if you decide to keep him, but like you said, DK Metcalf's kind of the same architecture as George Pickens. I mean, that dude's got the speed, and I think that's what they're looking at him more at. I mean, yeah, he's physical, but I don't know.
No, I get that.
Just the speed aspect, and then Kenny Gainwell is kind of like an under the radar signing. It's going to show up to third down back spot. They did lose Najee Harris. I don't know. They're not planning on making Gainwell the starter. I really hope not.
No,
Um,
he's their backup.
yeah, and Mason Rudolph coming back. He's gonna be this. Wait a minute. So they didn't get Russell Wilson. They didn't get Justin Fields. Who they? You said it's between Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers and the Giants, right? So
It's between Russ and Rogers who their starter is, and most likely. That's what the Steelers are looking at. That's what the Giants are looking at.
do you think it's Russ Steelers, Aaron Rodgers Giants, and that's kind of what we can put it at, put the bet at, or I'd like to see. I could see Russell Wilson being a Giant. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Russ was also meeting with the Cleveland Browns.
We'll leave
You
that one
didn't see
alone.
reports of
we'll
that.
leave that one alone.
You want to jump to the Texans?
The Texans. Dare Ogunbowale.
Dare Ogunbowale.
I'm not saying that right in any sense of the imagination, man. Come on, 1 year, $2 million deal. Braxton Berrios, a special teamer, 1 year, $2 million deal. You know, very low price signings for okay players. I mean, Braxton Berrios is more or less a return guy, right? Christian Kirk acquired in the trade. Let's just hope he can stay healthy. I feel like that's a bag of chips for him, but at the same time, you got to look at his injury history as well.
Mhm.
Derek Barnett, like Derek Barnett, I mean, signing a 1 year, $5 million deal. Hopefully, he can get something. Well, hopefully he can really come back and wreak havoc there. He's returning, by the way. Might have made that clear. Um, Daryl Taylor on a 1 year, $5 million deal. Yeah. Mario Edwards resigning on a 2 year, So it seems like they're resigning a lot of their own players. Sheldon Rankins, 1 year deal, max value of 7 mil. I haven't heard of Sheldon Rankins in a while since he was a Brown, I believe. It was the last time I really heard about him.
He, he's iffy.
Yeah.
He's not anything crazy, but
So,
solid vet.
so more or less depth players, and then they got C.J. Gardner Johnson. Eagles fans were livid when they heard that he got traded, bro, because they're like, "You're really trading away our whole defense." At the same time, you got Quinyon Mitchell, you got Reed Blankenship back there, um,
Cooper
Cooper
DeJean.
DeJean, yeah, and you got Zach Bond back. You got Jelix Hunt back, or Jelix Hunt still, like.
Yeah, they still have a ton of juice on that defense. People are just overreacting, and they are having another reclamation project and getting Kenyon Green back and trying to turn him into a good offensive lineman. Uh, so yeah,
Also, MJ Stewart. So it seems like a lot of backup and depth players. Really, I don't really see anybody too eye popping other than CJS. So,
okay.
um,
I mean, I like the Christian Kirk signing
CJG.
a little bit. Um,
It gives them
but
some.
besides that, yeah, they haven't done much, and trading away Tunsil is bad.
Yeah, it gives them a solid second behind Nico and Tank Dell's
He'll be out the whole year.
okay. Poor
He ain't
guy.
sniffing the field. Yeah.
Hate to say it. So I guess my favorite would probably be C.J. Gardner Johnson. The fact that y'all got him in a trade with the Eagles. I mean, and then, like you said, the Kenyon Green's gonna be a reclamation project for the Eagles. We'll see what happens. Um, Decent deal all around, really. I mean, for a 6th round pick for a starting caliber safety.
Yeah, not bad at all. It's more cap space reasons at the end of the day and making sure they stay under for the future. I mean, I trust in Howie Roseman's process 100%. Eagles have a ton of money and they know how to spend it, and
You sure he
that's how a
didn't?
functioning franchise does it.
You sure he didn't lose some brain cells by getting knocked in the head with that beer can at the Super Bowl parade, or what?
Apparently not.
No,
Apparently not thus
he's still
far.
going. He's still going strong.
Yeah. Speak about someone who might not have all the brain cells. Let's move to the Colts here and Daniel Jones
Danny Dimes.
competing with Anthony Richardson for the starting job. Most likely in camp. And a couple other signings I think are really solid for him in the secondary. Charvarius Ward and Cam Bynum agreeing on $60 million deals, a 3 year and a 4 year, respectively. I think that's really solid. I think this is a revamped defense now, and especially with how piss poor that pass defense was last year, this is really going to help. Um,
I think he's my
and
top
yeah,
Cam Bynum. Him buying him,
Yeah.
but then flashy, like, ooh, look at me, Daniel Jones, because it's like, who would have expected that? I mean, he was on the Minnesota's practice squad last year to being released from the Giants, but uh, Daniel Jones competing with AR5 for the starting. Um, I think Richardson's beating him out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
I think Richardson does too. It's funny to see Daniel Jones competing with Anthony Richardson.
and the fact
Uh,
that because he was a former first round pick as well for the Giants back in what 2017, 18. He was with Dwayne Haskins. I know that for a fact. So that was 20. I
who are
want
you
to.
saying is in the draft class with
Wasn't he in the?
Haskins?
Wasn't he with Dwayne Haskins? Daniel Jones.
Who?
Daniel Jones. Or am I looking? I think
He
so.
could have been. I think he's
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah. So it was because
Uh,
we got Scary Terry that year too. Because Terry and
yeah,
Dwayne was the same.
that was a terrible draft for
Actually,
QBs. Rest in peace, Dwayne.
they
But,
they they were actually in the same draft class because I remember so many Washington fans wanted to get they wanted Daniel Jones, but the Giants like
okay.
nope I'm gonna get him. So you don't get him. Everybody was saying that he reached. Well, the Giants reached for him. So yeah. Anyways, Danny Dimes is now Holt going for starting job
Yeah.
that he's not gonna
Yeah.
get. That he's not
Gross.
gonna get.
It's so gross. You want to move on to the Jags?
Well, yes, but I have one more take on that one. The only time that Daniel
Uh,
Jones beats out Richardson is if Richardson gives up and wants to go sit down. That's it.
yeah, I don't know. I think that's a one-off thing,
Yeah, of
but
course. No, but it's gonna be a meme for
no.
it's gonna be a meme for the future. Let's hit the Jags, like you said. They got Nick Mullins on a 2-year deal. Deami Brown going from the Commanders. He showed some flashes last year, but the last 3.5, he wasn't doing anything. He really showed up come playoff time, except for that fumble that he had against Philadelphia. I mean, solid number 2 to number 3 receiver. Hunter Long, you're looking at for a 2-year, $5 million deal. Johnny Munt agreed to terms with the Jaguars. You have Chuma Adu. I like that one. Chuma Adoga. I think that's my favorite signing. Favorite signing for
Yeah.
them. Yeah. And Robert Hainsey, 3-year, 21 mil. Then you got Patrick McCarry. That's another good one too. Jeez, man, Jags are making some moves. Jordan Lewis. He was their starting corner in Dallas, wasn't he? He was either the starter or
Yeah.
the second string, or
Yeah, he's
he
a
was
starter.
the
He's starting
CB2.
boundary corner.
Oh yeah, like to see it. And then Eric Murray. I did not know Eric Murray was still in the league, man. Did not even know.
He's actually pretty solid. I mean, I think all of these deals are solid. I don't think any jump off paper to me, but protecting Trevor Lawrence is goal number one. And 3 starting caliber
Guys,
linemen.
yeah. Yeah, Chuma, Robert, and Patrick. Yeah, I like that. I think protect Mr. Sunshine so he doesn't see the stars again. Protect Mr. Sunshine, and they're doing that, and they're also giving him players to throw to as well, and also some insurance in case he gets injured. So with Nick Mullins, I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they do more defense in the draft. We'll see, or if they do any more free agency moves, we'll see who's left and who's out there. So, we can go to the Titans after that.
Titans, a gross team, but actually a sort of solid free agency period.
Except
Kind
for
of doing
the
what I want the Chargers to do.
except for the third move that you really hate.
Yeah, Dan Moore. Why are you giving Dan Moore $21 million a year for 4 years is beyond me. And if you think he has that much potential, I mean, teams are reaching for this man no matter what.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw a breakdown on him too, talking about, oh, why is he getting this deal? Everybody's like, oh, what's his upside? He kind of struggled in the back half, allowing 9 sacks last year. I
yeah,
believe.
that's terrible.
Yeah, so I was watching that. And I was like, I'm glad we didn't get him. I'm glad
Yeah,
Washington didn't get him. Oh
especially
man.
because Washington was looking to pay a premium price for him too, 4 years, 80 mil. So thank God the Titans came in and helped y'all.
We don't need to talk about that. Leave it alone.
But what I do like about the Dan Moore signing is it allows J.C. Latham to move from left tackle to right. And he was drafted to be their right tackle originally, but they had to do some shuffling. And now he's back at his normal position. And Kevin Zeitler, a good veteran deal. He apparently had some family in Tennessee and wanted to stay on the East Coast. So
Okay.
good for him. Ending his career probably in the right spot. And Draymond Jones and Cody Barton, good additions on that defense outside of resigning Sebastian Joseph Day.
Cody
I think
Barton's a
are
little
really
slow.
solid deals as well.
Cody,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, 3 years, 21 mil, it doesn't break the bank, especially for a linebacker. I
Yeah,
feel
7
like
mil per
five
year,
to
nothing
seven
crazy.
mil.
Mhm.
Yeah, for a starter is good, and he played really good last year. So I'd go Kevin Zeitler, honestly, as my favorite signing for him. What about you?
Um, Johnny Hacker, that man throws dimes. No.
Stupid.
um, I really don't have a favorite. I really can't pick one.
Oh, it's just so good. You didn't want to pick Dan Moore. It's so good.
No, I'm picking Johnny Hacker. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. No, roll with it.
Either that or Cody Barton, one of those two. Johnny
Okay.
Hacker's a reliable punter. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
At least
Okay.
field position is a big battle, so you'll go ahead and pick the kicker. I'll pick the punter. Say so. AFC West time, your hometown division. Let's go.
Yep.
All right,
Go
Broncos.
Broncos. Go Broncos.
Broncos
No,
country.
don't go
Let's not
Broncos.
ride. Jarrett Stidham. Man, he's been bouncing around. He was a Raider, a Patriot.
Get a couple backup spots, yeah.
Yeah, Trent Sherfield, Evan Ingram, kind of like that signing a little bit. Evan Ingram. Um, every time I heard about him, it was about him having stone hands like days in New York. But
He's gotten a lot better.
yeah, I seen in Jacksonville. We're also looking at Matt Pert. Yeah,
Matt Pert.
Matt Pert. I thought it said Pearl. I mean, I was just trying to make sure that was right. And then we got Drake Greenlaw going over there. We got DJ Jones, Justin What the hell? What kind of last name is
Sternad.
Sternad or Strnad? I don't know, man.
Sternad.
Schnad. And to Lenoa, Hufunga. Man, you gotta start taking these teams that have the crazy free agent signings because I'm not butchering these anymore. No, it's all good. Mitchell Boney. There you go. Yeah.
Who do you think was the best signing?
Best signing, I'm gonna look at either Evan Ingram or Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, I think the Broncos have done amazing this free agency period.
Yeah.
I'll go Evan. Yeah, I'll go Evan Ingram or I'll go Evan Ingram or Dre Greenlaw again because they needed a linebacker after losing out on some of theirs. So Chiefs.
Gives Mr.
Kansas
Nix
City.
that gives Mr. Nix a good person to throw to. So not Mr.
100%.
not Mr. Nixon. Don't get it twisted. All right, Elijah Mitchell, 1 year, 2.5 mil. Marquise Hollywood Brown re-signed 1 year contract. Good to see that. I mean, keep Hollywood over there. Jalen Moore. We also got Trey Smith signing the non-exclusive franchise tag, which will pay him 23.4 mil. We also have Nick Bolton, re-signing. It's a decent amount of re-signings. Matt Areza, tendered by the team as an exclusive rights free agent. Tender's worth 960K. And Christian Fulton, 2 year, 20 mil, with a max value of 20.5.
Yep. I don't know. Nothing really sticks out to me. I love the Nick Bolton re-signing. I do think they should have kept Joe Tooney. I don't really get moving off of him. And then my least favorite, Christian Fulton. He is former Charger. He's burnt toast. So who do you like?
They'll make it work though with Christian Fulton. Watch. They're just gonna do it just because he was an ex-Charger, but we'll see. Don't really know what punter Matt Areza is good for. Same thing with James Winchester, the long snapper. I'm gonna go with either Nick Bolton or I'm gonna go with Hollywood. Just having him back, just continue that chemistry. But
Fair enough.
I'd say maybe Nick Bolton. That's one of those guys that really rely on that defense. He was he was Mike linebacker, starting linebacker for the defensive captain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to have that back. To keep that gel at least. Get these rookies in shape. Get the calls right from Spags. Spags is still with him, right? He's not.
Yeah.
He didn't go anywhere. I'm surprised he's not
No.
getting knocked down for head coaching jobs. Really surprised.
Yeah,
He
but he's tried it at one point. I think he's better as a coordinator, in my opinion. But who
kind
knows? Different times
of
call
like
for different
a
measures.
Cliffs or a Josh McDaniel, or Cliff Kingsbury or Josh McDaniels, but they're just better as
Yeah.
a coordinator. Maybe even Patricia, because Patricia, dude, stunk as a
Patricia shouldn't have a job.
he stunk as a Lions head, the Lions head, and
Yeah.
even as Patriots DC, who was really calling the plays? Was it Belichick or was it Patricia? Who was really calling the
More
defense? Yeah,
Belichick.
exactly. So he's basically just you know, what the hell? Somebody's got to hold his hand for it to be.
Yeah.
Don't like that he would actually have any type of responsibility at making any decision.
Yeah, fair enough.
Go ahead with Las Vegas Raiders. Go ahead with Raider Nation getting Geno Smith on a trade with the Seahawks in exchange for
Yeah.
their 2025 third round pick number 92. If you, like I said, if you are just now crawling out from under a rock, should have heard about this already. This was like before free agency started type things. Got Raheem Mostert as well. Got Alex Kappa guard for a 2-year, $11 million deal. Raheem Mostert was a 1-year, 2.1 mil. Max Crosby signed a 3-year extension before Myles Garrett got his deal. He was the highest non-paid quarterback. Well, non-quarterback paid.
Yep.
So
On average basis, yeah.
yeah, 91 mil guaranteed, or 91.5 mil guaranteed. Malcolm Kuntz re-signed on a 1-year, 12 mil deal. Adam Butler re-signed on a 3-year contract. So basically keeping people in house, other than Gino and really Raheem, I guess. Let's go with Elaine Roberts getting a 1-year, 3. That's such a weird deal. 3.01 mil.
Got to throw in that extra 100K. What can he? Or 10K at that point? It'd be 10K,
Yeah. Okay.
something like that.
Dude, I'm not an accountant. I like them getting Jeremy Chin though. Jeremy Chin, he had his give ups, but he also had his strong suit. He was a reliable tackler. Um, can't really say too much more about Jeremy Chin other than he was usually around the ball when needed.
Yeah.
Except for when he got burnt like toast sometimes. I mean, it happens. Like I said, everybody gets burnt. I like that signing for him to upgrade. Max Crosby. Honestly, I'm gonna let me just stay away from the in-house like the re-signs like the Max Crosby's because everybody's gonna pick Max Crosby as their best free agent signing technically. I'm looking at either Elaine Roberts, Jeremy Chin, or Gino really because it's better than Aiden O'Connell. I'll say that much.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so and
I'd
also,
have to agree.
yeah, it's good signings. Good signings everywhere. I mean, Alex Kappa too, getting that guard. What was he, Cincy, I
Alex
believe.
Kappa's a butt. I'm sorry.
You say he's
He's a
butt?
butt.
He's butt.
He's butt.
That's
He's
pro-
so butt.
that's that's probably why he only got 11 mil. I'm just saying, at least giving him something.
Nah, he could get the bench, bro, with all that butt. I like the Eric Stokes signing as well. That's all I'll expand upon there.
All right,
But
charges is all you, my man.
charges, screw our team. No, I mean I am happy-ish with our re-signings. Khalil Mack is what I'm the most excited about as far as
Oh,
our go.
before you get too much into that, Brandon from Mystics chat, our friend or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He asked how you felt about the Najee Harris signing when we were playing Madden last night. So, and I basically, I think I told him. You told me something along the lines of, let me just remember exactly. I told him exactly like you said to me. I don't remember. You basically just said you wanted a speedster, and this guy's a top of lard, am I right?
Yeah, because he doesn't average a lot of yards per carry, and I mean he's been a reliable back. You know, he hasn't been injured really at all, and he's consistent in that form. However, we need some juice in the backfield, and I don't think Najee Harris is necessarily that. I do like the deal for him after all. I just wish we had a better complement to him. Is
Yeah.
all is my biggest thing, and not a bad contract for him. And I mean,
JK
I
JK wasn't picked up anywhere, was he?
he's not so far. He's still free agent.
Okay, so rate him and KJ put together. KJ, wrong one.
Najee
JK.
and JK would be a nice backfield. It would be like a B minus C plus backfield,
All
so
right.
above average.
Don't like the Jalen Rager signing, really.
I, I don't like
He
that.
was
I
bought
like
with
the
the
Mike
Eagles.
Williams.
Oh, coming right back
No,
to work.
Jalen Rager was with us last year though.
Yeah, re-signing, but he was butt when he was with the Eagles. When
Yeah,
this,
he's button
and then Bradley Boozman.
booze. Bose like the headphones.
Booze. Hell no.
Yeah,
That man chugging that booze.
yeah, he probably is. He's
Forgot an O.
trash.
Forgot an O. All right. Continue. This is your team. Get them on.
Tyir Tart, really good defensive tackle re-signing. Excited about that. Shoring up our linebacker room with Troy Dye and Denzel Perryman re-signing as well. Re-signing Elijah Molden on the back end to play a little safety corner hybrid. And then Benjamin St. Juste, terrible signing. And then J.K. Scott back on a 2-year deal as our punter. I'm not stoked about that. He's average at best. So
I mean, average is better than doo-doo water, doo-doo butt.
I'm disappointed, man. I thought we could have done a lot more. There's still a lot more to do. Hopefully we look for like a Trey Hendrickson or look to trade for one of these disgruntled wide receivers who maybe wants a change of scenery, but not excited. Is there anyone you really look at and are excited about?
I'm gonna say who I'm not excited about. Denzel Perryman, really. I'm only gonna say that just for the fact that yes, he has a lot of upside. He's very good when he's on the field, but he's more injured than not. Why waste a spot on somebody who really cannot stay healthy?
Yeah, that's fair, and he's getting a lot older. So
Yeah,
I'm
and happy for Benjamin St. Juste for y'all. The only reason why I'm gonna say this one thing is, yeah, he got toasted in Dan Quinn's defense time and time again. Still better than Michael Davis though. Anyways,
yeah.
Benjamin St. Juste, when he was in Ron Rivera's defense, I'm trying to remember who the hell was freaking D coordinator back then. Why am I slipping? But anyways, he was showing some promise. You know, a lot of tackles. Well, basically, I think it was like 17 pass deflections in that year, and he was pretty good in coverage, sticking on his man. But I don't understand. Is like what about the scheme changes so much that you're always getting toasted?
Yeah, and maybe that's more responsibility because he did play a lot of number ones earlier in the year for some reason.
Well, we didn't have a number one like that, and I think
Yeah,
until we got Marshawn Lattimore, which he was more injured than not, and when he was on the field, Benjamin St. Juste wasn't. I mean, you got Benjamin St. Juste, Mikey Sainristil, who he was playing on the outside, and when he was supposed to be a slot corner. So we're gonna look
yeah,
at it and just say that maybe BSJ can do something. It's a 1-year deal. It's if y'all don't like him, throw him out the window. I don't know. Shoot. I guess the best part to look at is you guys getting Tyre Tart and Troy Dye back, at least maintaining some stability, and then Khalil Mack too coming back because he definitely fielding offers from a lot of other teams, I'm sure.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's it. I mean, Mike Williams is all right. He's fine. I mean, he barely played on with the Steelers and he caught a touchdown against us, and we ended up losing that game against the Commanders. But Mike
On Benjamin
Williams.
St. Juste.
Yeah, yeah, friendly teammates now. They get to play against each other.
Charger violence.
Iron sharpens iron. Let's go. But I think the ones I dislike the most is Denzel Perryman and Jalen Rager. But I like Najee Harris going to y'all. I feel like that's suitable. Obviously with his 1,000 yards in each season he's played thus far, you can't really complain.
Yeah.
Just need somebody to go with him is basically what you want.
Also, are we going to break this up in two parts? Because I know we're coming up on the hour mark here, and we still have quite a lot to go. Do you want to handle the NFC East and break it up a little bit, or
Mm,
just
what do
because going, it'll be like 2 hours because we got to wrap up thoughts too. It's up to you.
we can keep
But
going. I mean, let me see what time it is right now. We got 4:52. Um, want the- I'll tell Dakota about the Fortnite thing because we're just gonna play creative and build. So when we're done, we'll do
gotcha.
it. All right,
All right.
let's just make them a little bit more condensed as far as the NFC East goes. We don't gotta break down every single move. We could just pick, we can read off a couple of what we like and then what we don't like, and that's it. But first, we'll start with the
Boom.
Cowboys. Um, Javonte Williams. I see Osa's back. I like that. I like that signing for him because I really wish that we would have got him. I think you guys wanted him as a Charger fan too. Solomon
Yeah.
Salas, who? I haven't heard about him since he got drafted with the 49ers, I believe. Kenneth Murray, um, CJ Goodwin. I'm not really seeing anything crazy good here. Brian Anger's back with him. Devontae Turpin's probably the best one.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the Javonte Williams deal that they lost out on Rico Dowdle, but it's super uninspiring in totality because Dak and CD took pay cuts to try to provide more, and they still haven't gotten a Micah Parsons deal done. So I don't really like their free agency at all.
Yeah, but if I had to pick one, I'm saying Devontae Turpin. Maybe they give him more of a look at wide receiver this year instead of just returner. We'll see. Because
Yeah,
he is explosive. He could take it, maybe get him involved in some screen passes and let him just get going like he would if he was returning punts. But yeah, that's it. I mean, did they do more? I don't know. We didn't look at their cap space or anything yet, so I don't know.
yeah,
As far as I'm just gonna say they could have did more because Jerry Jones is a freaking basket case. All right, let's go on to those Giants with Tommy DeVito. Tommy
yeah.
Cutlet's back. Darius Slayton on a 3-year deal coming back. Amir Smith Marset re-signing with the Giants. I didn't even know he was with the Giants, but hey, okay. Um, Chris Manertz re-signed, so basically just re-signing their players. Getting another offensive tackle, Stone Forsythe. How do you feel about that one? Stone Forsythe and James Hudson.
Terrible.
Terrible. Okay.
They do. Stone Forsythe is a third string tackle in my opinion.
Okay. Chauncey Goldson would probably be one of the top ones that they have so far. But you don't think so?
I think so.
It's kind of hard. I mean, other than Javon Holland, that's probably okay. Javon Holland was their best out of all of them.
Yeah,
And they got
Holland, Paulson Adebo is a
yeah.
really good signing. I like all their defensive signings. I think it's super uninspired on the offensive end by him.
Okay. Giants. Let's get a record prediction for this NFC East real quick. With the free agent signing you got, what do you grade a Cowboys team going out with Dak coming back and players that they have? Let's say they do absolutely nothing in the draft and miss on every single pick. Let's do it for every single for each
Miss on
team.
every single
Let's
pick
say
is
they miss on
crazy,
every
but let's
single
go 9-8. I'll
nine
go
and eight.
9-8.
Okay, 9-8 for Dallas. I say it's maybe third best in the division. Um, Giants. I'm gonna go with 6-11. Nothing crazy. Maybe 7-10.
I'll go 4-13.
4-13.
Their offense is again Malik Neighbors and who?
That's true.
Tyrone Tracy. Yeah, it's all bad.
And then, yeah, their butt offensive line going forward. Hell, but maybe they can get
No.
Aaron Rodgers though. Aaron Rodgers is gonna
Maybe
put
they're
that
all
team.
free
He's gonna
agency.
put that team on his back. They're only the Neighbors and Tracy, and nobody can stop them. All right, yeah, you said 4-13. I say 6-11. I say take it or leave it.
Okay.
DTR for the Eagles.
Gross.
Saquon Barkley re-signing. I don't like that swap. They're really putting too much into the Jalen Hurts. Basically, Jalen Hurts is always going to be healthy because DTR is not going to. DTR is going to come in there and stink it up. If he stunk it up for the Browns as bad as he did, The Eagle system's not. I don't feel like the Eagle system's going to change
Well,
that.
same with Kenny Pickett though. I think it's a wash. I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything crazy because you get a fifth round pick basically for a quarterback you're never going to use. I think it's fine.
Well, I wouldn't say never, but then you got to look at this too. If he actually does come to play, DTR
Well,
is still.
Tanner McKee is going to be the second string still.
Okay. I was about to say if DTR ends up getting that second spot, he's going to learn that whole new playbook and all that. I mean, yeah, he's going to do that anyways, but still going to get no reps. Yeah, really just trading for a third string. Oh, trading your second string for a third string. That's crazy. Crazy work on you Eagles. Saquon Barkley signing the 2-year extension. We already knew about that one, unless you crawling out from under a rock now. AJ Dillon is one person I did not expect to go to Philadelphia on that 1-year deal. Harrison Bryant, and then like you said, Kenyon Green with that trade for CJ Gardner Johnson. Josh Ooch. Josh Ooch, 1-year deal. And then
It's
Zach Bond.
Uchi.
Uchi.
Look, Uchi.
Hey.
Josh Uchi.
All right, so I'm not really worried
What's
about
your?
I'm not really worried about the Eagles too much. I say 12-5.
I'd go. It's gonna be first place schedule. I'll follow suit. 12 and
12,
5.
12-5, and I say like for the I'm gonna get the Commanders out the way right away as far as the record goes. I already looked at who they're re-signing. I like the Debo Samuel trade just because now we have somebody other than Terry McLaurin to throw to. Also got Luke McCaffrey in the wings too. I really and then Noah Brown, like you said, coming back. Basically kind of the same supporting cast, just you're getting someone who can take gadget plays and do something more productive with them. Good in the screen game too with Debo, I believe. And then that's what we like to run. Jeremy McNichols re-signings. I'm not gonna say huge. It's fine. I kind of don't like that they're re-signing McNichols, and I really don't like that they're re-signing. Damn, a lot of these I didn't even look at. Who's gonna be our number one?
Brian Robinson.
I don't like that. I don't like Brian
No.
Robinson. I mean, he's literally he doesn't fin. I'm not gonna say he doesn't finish runs. He's you don't see him breaking many too often, and then when he does, he's always getting tripped. Always.
Yeah, but I mean, slim options.
Yeah, I like that they re-signed John Bates. So I'm gonna go with we were 12-5 last year, with a harder schedule this year. I'm gonna go 11-6, 10-7, 10-7, second place.
That's what I was gonna say too. 10 and 7.
Yeah,
So I feel you there, and I think my favorite um, signing for you is probably Javon Kinlaw. Just brings a lot more juice on the interior for you guys.
yeah, run stuff which we needed. Jonathan Allen was kind of he was struggling in that department last year. It was either run stuffing or pass rushing. He wasn't that great in last year, or both. I mean, I still think he was getting bullied around, but at the same time, double teams are crazy. Uh, Javon Kinlaw, a lot of people were saying that we overpaid him, but maybe, yeah,
A little over market value, but you do that when you have a lot of money too.
yeah.
So
Like Bobby Wagner coming back, basically being the leader of that defense. Jonathan Jones, give him a shot. We'll see what happens. He was a Patriot, I believe, right?
yep.
A lot of people were saying that he got toasted just like BSJ, but at the same time, different scheme, different system. Maybe it works for him. Will Harris to replace Chin. Don't know too much about him. If you want to enlighten me, Will Harris, if you know about him.
Will Harris. I mean, he's good in coverage and everything like that, and he does show flashes. He's a hard hitter, whole 9 yards. He just plays a little bit dirty.
Yeah, I heard that one too. Dirty player. Zane Gonzalez, I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it
Yeah,
because
you need more potential at a
come
kicker, I
on.
guess.
If I need to see this one more goddamn time when he goes to kick a damn field goal, I swear to God. Because he does that and he misses almost every single time. The only time he made it is when he freaking doinked against Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Every other time he's missed. He did it in Detroit where he was doing this. He missed. He did it earlier in the year after Cyber initially got injured. I feel like we should have re-signed Cyber. I don't know why. He was pretty good throughout the year. So what's the point of not re-signing him? I re-signed.
Injury and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All right. Trust Way, like to have him coming back. I kind of, he's the longest tenured Redskin. My bad, Commander. Redskin at heart. Anyways, longest tenured Commander. Only on a 1 year deal. Maybe they could have got a 2 year deal or a three, something to keep him in because he's fine. And dude can throw dimes when he's asked to throw a fake punt. Not gonna lie, he's done it twice.
Right.
Um, my favorite signing, I guess I could say, Laramie Tunzel. Jaden Daniels' blind side really needs that. Needs that protection. I like Zach Ertz coming back to really help Ben Sinnott grow. And John Bates also is being that complimentary, good blocking tight end. Um, Michael Dieter is kind of like iffy with me because he barely played, but when he did, he was fine. He wasn't,
Yeah.
giving up pressures right in the face. I mean, he held his own just barely against Jalen Carter in the championship game, but um, you look bored.
Huh?
You look bored. Are you good? Yeah, let's get off of the Commanders. We could talk about them when it's NFC East time in the edition. By the way, subscribe, follow us. You guys will be there for it. We're starting NFC East in 2 weeks, so next week. Let's go ahead and get to the North with the Bears. Durham Smythe. You want to read this one off? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Durham
I
Smythe.
mean, Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney, Drew Dahlman all highlight the group up front. Great job by them. And then getting some defensive help with Deo Odebango, Grady Jarrett, and then re signing one of their linebackers as well. I just think Bears have done a great job this free agency. They're rebuilding the identity. My favorite is Joe Tooney by far.
Yeah,
How do
Joe.
you feel?
I can't argue with that one. Joe Tooney. I was either gonna say Joe Tooney or Grady Jarrett. I'm not gonna say he's my favorite, but he's one of the he's a better as far as stuffing. I remember when we were playing against him, we were worried about him stuffing the runs, and he was pretty good at getting some pass rush too. So he wasn't, but not a bad signing at all by the Bears. Maybe they get from 4-13 to maybe 6-11 next year. Just kidding. No, they'll probably go like freaking they'll probably go 9-8. I'm really 9-8 against their division. Or 9-8 with their
Fair.
division and all that. So Detroit next lost a lot of people, but they also signed DJ Reed. Looking at Derek Barnes too. Levi, their defensive lineman. I'm not going to butcher that last name.
On
Reed
Wuzurike, I believe.
on Ruzaruke? Whatever. If we're wrong, we're
Sure.
wrong. That's what it is. You got Roy Lopez and you got Marcus Davenport on a 1 year deal. With what they have, I'm not sure exactly what their cap space is looking like by their deals. I'm looking at it's 1 year's. Well, it's 1 year really, except for Derek Barnes. And then
Yeah,
it
and
doesn't
then
even
that
say,
DJ Reed contract should be big.
yeah, but see, it doesn't even say that. Just signing a free agent deal. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. All
I
right.
mean, I think they focused on the right part of their team, all defense, and I think the DJ Reed is my favorite signing. Replace him with Carlton Davis. He's a lot better of an option. What about you?
Yeah, DJ Reed's got to be the best. Well, the best pick in my opinion. Don't know too much about Derek Barnes, but having a quality linebacker on a 3 year deal is also paramount too. But yeah, DJ Reed get that number one corner money, bro.
Heck
Um,
yeah.
so want to look at their record? I think they're gonna go. I think I'd say like 10-7, 10-7, maybe
Tough division.
maybe
Yeah.
11-6. Yeah, but 10-7. I think Bears.
I'd have to agree as of now.
I think Bears are in, right now. Bears are last. So
We'll see. We'll see how
9-8.
JJ performs, but um moving on to the Packers, team who hasn't done a lot in all honesty either, is re-signing Brandon McManus, signing Aaron Banks, one of the best left guards on the market, to a fat deal, which I think they overpaid him a little bit, but not bad in the grand scheme of things. This guard market has been crazy. And then cornerback Nate Hobbs coming over from the Raiders to play nickel. He's going to do good. And then Isaiah McDuffie, also solid linebacker they signed there. So um, give it up for, I guess, I would say Nate Hobbs, because when he's healthy, he's a great nickel, would be my favorite deal. Do you have anything that sticks out to you?
Brandon McManus, he was pretty good last year. Pretty good last year. Not really much. Like you said, they overpaid for Aaron Banks, but at the same time, interior protection is going to be a must as far as running and giving Jordan Love that time. Um, Maybe I say it's either Aaron Banks or Nate Hobbs, but Brandon McManus is like the close third in my opinion, or the close second. Because obviously you want a reliable kicker. You see what you see what Washington's been going through with Austin Seibert and Zane Gonzalez and Austin Seibert and Zane Gonzalez, and he also got Baltimore with Justin Tucker, having a down year this last year. So, kickers mean a lot, especially in a division where games can come down to a field goal, like Chicago and Green Bay did last year. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, I would probably say 10-7 as well.
As of right now, yeah. And again, we'll revise these later because we need the full scope of everything that's happening. But yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, this is just a post day one, day two of free agency analysis, what they're at. Like you said, when we do the divisional breakdowns, we'll go into more of a scope. But right now, I say 10-7 for that team. God dang, the Vikings really went to town. All right.
Yeah, Vikings had a great free agency period.
Yeah, we got Aaron Jones resigning on 2 year, $20 million. Will Fries, give me some French fries, bro. My fat behind some French fries. All right, so 5 year, $88 million deal for Will Fries. Ryan Kelly, like that signing with for him. 2 year, 18 mil. Jonathan Allen, going somewhere and getting the bag. 3 year, 51 million with a max value of 60 million. Javon Hargrave, I like those two signings too, right there. Are they expected to be starters? I'm sure. Right?
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
100%. They're the starting DTs.
I like those two together. Like peanut butter and jelly. To be honest with you, I like them. Byron Murphy, re-signing on a 3 year, $54 million deal. Isaiah Rogers, he was a Giant, wasn't he?
He was an Eagle last year.
Oh, an Eagle. Yeah. Okay. Backup
No, he was.
starting.
Yeah, I mean, he was like cornerback 3, 4 for him because they just have so much depth. He's a starting worthy corner, and he used to be on the Colts too, and he got suspended for gambling, but he came back and was really good.
Not put his personal business out there like that, like everybody else needs to know about him gambling now being a free agent signing. Anyways, Theo Jackson, Harrison Smith returning with his old having ass. 14
Yeah.
NFL season, all with Minnesota. Now that's freaking loyalty right there. Go get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Real Viking for life. And do you have anyone out there? I know you have a soft spot in your heart for Jonathan Allen, but any others that stick out to you as your favorite?
Javon Hargrave, going with him, and Ryan Kelly too. Have a valuable center. Aaron Jones, I also like him staying there, keeping that consistency going. What's up, Francisco? How you doing? Glad to have you in here, but also want to say that Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen together it's going to be something. Going to be something nice.
Yeah, especially in that Flores defense.
And Jonathan Allen's actually a really good leader. He's really wanted to take accountability for his own actions. He's not blaming other people. He'll get pissed off after losses and be like, "I'm tired of freaking losing." You know what I'm saying? He has accountability for him. So I'd say the DTs and Ryan Kelly are my favorite. What about you?
I follow along suit with that. I love the Will Fries deal. He played his ass off last year with the Colts, and you get that tandem as well with Ryan Kelly, and I like how they paired it together because they have that continuity already. And then the Isaiah Rogers signing, I think, is great because they really needed a second cornerback. Now that Stephon Gilmore's gone and Byron Murphy's your number one, so I really like what the Vikings did.
Go ahead. Was there any more? Or was that it? Sorry about that.
Oh no, that was it.
Okay.
That
It
was all.
It sounded like you just cut off abruptly. I don't know. I had to quiet the set over here.
Oh, quiet that set then.
Quiet the
Quiet the
set,
set,
yeah.
and go to your sleeper favorite team besides the Commanders, the Falcons, with the good old Kirk
Oh
Cousins.
my god, I can't believe he's back. I can't believe he's staying and not getting released or traded or anything like that. Jake Matthews with that extension, 2 year, 45 mil. Darrell Hodge re-signing on a 2 year deal. You got Leonard Floyd. He's still in the league. How old is this
Yeah,
man?
he's like 30s, like young 30s. He's still pretty solid.
All right then, Leonard Floyd signing a 1 year deal worth 10 mil. Kind of low risk, high reward there. Um,
Divine Diablo.
Diablo. Okay, I was thinking if it was Diablo the way like Diablo sauce. I was trying to think if that was the right way. Mike Hughes and Liam McCullough.
Yeah, I don't I don't see anything special there really.
No,
Besides, I like the linebacker signings. Like Leonard Floyd's more of like a linebacker edge do hybrid, and then Divine Diablo's a true linebacker. I kind of like that, but wish they did a little bit more on their defense.
wish they would have moved Kirk Cousins too. But Arthur Blank said hell no.
Yeah, not taking that dead money for whatever reason, but
Kirk
oh well,
Cousins needs
teach
to
their
be
own.
Kirk Cousins needs to be a giant just for all Giants fans to suffer. Play good for like 3 or 4 weeks and have like a 4 interception game. All right. Andy Dalton could have got re-signed to that team that needed a viable backup that we talked about earlier in the stream. Who was that again?
Any more of a viable backup, like Browns.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Panthers, what a free agency for them. They get Rico Dowdle, they get Tommy Tremble re-signed for some continuity. I think Andy Dalton's a fine backup. And then what I'm really looking at is those defensive additions. Tershawn Wharton from the Chiefs on a good deal. Bobby Brown from the Rams, who had a great year run stuffing and is getting better at pass rush as well.
Bobby Brown
Trayvon
stuffing.
Merrick.
Bobby Brown stuffing those men. Oh no!
Okay. All right.
Oh
Some of them,
no!
right? Uh, Christian Roseboom on a good deal, also
JC,
from the Rams.
JC Horn too. Brandon's gonna be happy to hear about that one. He's kind of biased, he likes JC Horn.
Yeah, no, JC Horn's a dog. I think the Panthers knocked this free agency out of the park and really focused on their defense, what they needed. And Patrick Jones as well, who I didn't touch on, is a really good edge. So
Yeah, as far as their free agency, yes, you're right. I believe so. When you're getting blown out and you're 40 points at each game, 40 points a game, you're getting blown out like crazy and only scoring like 14 points respectively in those games. Yeah, defense is definitely what they needed, and that's what they got right here. I really want to see what they're going to do in the draft, and honestly, it might make the Panthers, a Southeast team to want to actually watch come next year.
yeah,
Let's hope
yeah,
Dave
no, I'd
Tepper.
have to agree.
Let's hope Dave Tepper just doesn't get in the way. We'll see. Bobby Brown probably my favorite signing. I wanted us to go get him. I wanted you guys to go get him too. And then Rico Dowdle too.
Yeah, I think it's a good compliment to that running back room. I would say, um,
Oh, we didn't do records for this.
either Tershawn. It's fine. We'll
Yeah,
rehash later.
yeah. That's gonna be the next. That's gonna be in 2 weeks. So we'll come back for you NFC South. It's the
Yeah,
jury.
Tershawn Wharton.
Jury's still out. Good. Deshaun Wharton. Good.
No, I was just saying he's the best sign-in.
All right, for sure. Okay. You want to hit the New Orleans Saints or what? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of inspiring signings. I mean, Justin Reed to replace Will Harris is a really good one, in my opinion. This is a team with not a lot of cap space. They're doing a bunch of restructures as we speak as well. Jawan Johnson being re-signed, trading for Devon Godchaux from the Patriots, and then also re-signing some edges, Cam Jordan and Chase Young. I feel like are some pretty solid deals.
I
How
don't
do you
like.
feel?
I don't like the Chase. I don't like Chase Young being re-signed for the fact that that man, he doesn't have the ethic to be in the league. He gives up on so many play. He does what he wants. He doesn't listen to coaching. So why would you want him on your team? He was like that with
Well,
Washington. He's kind of like a one-trick pony with his play. And that's it. And then if it doesn't go his way, he kind of falls down and pulls an Albert Hainsworth. Kind of just stays out of the play. He doesn't actually try to chase him down or anything like that.
I like him in the Saints system. He was a really solid edge last year, and I think he's still young enough to make it work long term.
I might just be hating on him because he was our number 2 overall pick, but then again, it is what it is. He got the bag. Congratulations, man.
Got the bag.
Cam Jordan, another loyalist, all with the Saints, 15 seasons. Basically,
Yeah, true Iron Man.
he's gonna revise his existing contract right there. Um, I don't really have a favorite here. The fact that he's coming back is cool.
Yeah.
Um, that's it so far. I mean, yeah, that's it. So
Yeah.
I hate on one, but like the other one.
Fair enough.
No, Chase Young, he was decent, but at the same time, he just has a knack for giving up on plays, and that's just really what it is. It's about ethic, and it's about, if something doesn't work, then hone your technique to try to get something else. Like do more instead of just trying to do one trick. Because then again, you're gonna blow yourself right by people. You're gonna get taken out of plays consistently, and it's just gonna be not worth the bag that they paid for him. I just hope that
No,
he continues to. He said he was good in the Saints system, so I hope he continues to flourish. I mean, I remember when we played the Saints, Commanders fans, we played the Saints or whatever. He had a sack, I believe, so wasn't crazy. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the Buccaneers.
the Bucky Boos.
Hal Trask being re-signed is Hal who?
The buns, Kyle.
Chris Godwin were signed on a 3-year, 66 mil. Looking at a lot of re-signings here. Seeing with Anthony Nelson coming back, Ben Bredson coming back. We also have Hassan Reddick coming on a 1-year, $14 million deal. Yeah, why? So you can come and request a trade. I give him 3 weeks.
I mean, he has a lot of guaranteed money, so
maybe
hopefully not.
yeah. Greg Gaines re-signed on a 1-year deal. Levante David returning and re-signing a 1-year, $10 million contract. Anthony Walker Jr. and Riley Dixon coming back. Well, Riley Dixon agreeing on a 2-year deal, and Anthony Walker coming back on a 1-year. Well, coming on a 1-year, not coming back. My bad.
Dixon from the Broncos.
Yeah, the punter. All jokes aside, I'm looking at locking them down to Chris Godwin because he was expected to leave for so many different teams. Injuries, yes, he's had them, but he's a viable wide receiver otherwise.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he's still young enough to bounce back from an ACL. ACLs aren't as bad as they once were. So I'd say that was really good. Locking up Ben Bredesen as well, really good signing for them. And then Hassan Reddick, you're taking a big swing. But then again, the
A 1-year
Buccaneers
deal.
didn't have much. Yeah, they didn't have much to work with this year. I think re-signing their guys and getting Hassan to that pass rush room, losing Joe Tryon Shoyinka, huge.
Okay. Well, last division of the day, and then that'll be all she wrote. Jacoby Brissett on a 2-year, $12 million deal. That's crazy. That man's bounced around so much. He's quite reliable in certain aspects.
He's backup, yeah.
Yeah. Zay Jones re-signing on a 1-year deal. Kevin Beecham, 1-year contract. And basically re-signing a lot of their guys. We'll go with Evan Brown, Baron Browning, LJ Collier, Josh Sweat agreeing to a 4-year contract worth 76 mil. I like him going there, but at the same time, Commanders, I wanted them. Pretty sure Chargers, you could have used them. Oh
Yeah, a
well.
lot of similar position and needs for our teams, but
I like the Dalvin Tomlinson deal. 2 years, 29 mil. For a nice defensive lineman right there. He was with the Giants, correct?
he's with the Browns last.
I'm saying before he was
He's with the Vikings.
Yeah, okay. My bad. All right, so like that deal right there. We also got McCall Walker and Aaron Brewer re-signing with the team. McCall Walker signing a 1-year deal worth 1.75 mil, and then Akeem Davis is on a 2-year, $11 million contract. So, any picks you got out of there, or what's up?
Yeah, I'll pick the main two guys on that defense, Josh Sweat and Dalvin Tomlinson. I'll pick the boring ones. I don't care. Akeem Davis Gaither is solid at times. They just needed defense, 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 and I feel like they did a solid job doing that. And then some continuity on the offensive line, re-signing two guys up front.
Yeah, I like to see it, and then also like to see them getting a viable backup with Jacoby Brissett backing up Kyler Murray because one way or another, you're going to need to come in. I'm not going to say Kyler Murray's going to go out and tear his ACL week one, but um, just good to have. Jacoby Brissett's also, nice older quarterback, good skills under his belt, good mentor for younger player. Well, I mean, Kyler Murray's a vet technically, but still good to share some knowledge about how he's been bouncing around the league and stuff like that, and what he's learned. So maybe help Kyler out in some certain aspects that maybe he wouldn't get. Maybe he can stand in for Kyler when he's too busy playing Call of Duty on the weekends. I don't know, but. I like the Josh Sweat deal probably the best because, like you said, they needed to target defense and they did that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Really, it's kind of the one the NFL Network will probably pick. My side hustle bustle. Thanks for staying with us, man. Really appreciate you being so loyal to our channel today. Thank you so much. We'll be back here Saturday, like I said, with the AFC South breakdown. This post free agency trade, post free agency so far. First division that we're doing post free agency. So, all right, want to go ahead and break down on our Rams?
Yeah, the
LA
Rams
Rams.
re-signing their whole quarterback room. Garoppolo and Stafford think that's solid. Again, just roll in there with what you've rolled in there the past couple of years with, albeit Jimmy Garoppolo, of course. Devontae Adams, the big signing of all big signings. Someone I wanted to get on the Chargers, but no harm, no foul. He wanted to be on the West Coast. I think this is a great pairing with him and Puka, especially after Cooper Kupp being cut. And actually looks like reports from the Patriots are trying to lure him away from him being wanting to be on the West Coast. Um, he might be a potential Raider target. Watch out for that one. Um, and then some offensive linemen as well. I mean, Coleman Shelton coming over from the Bears, pretty solid center last year. Alaric Jackson signing a big extension for him. He's a great tackle. Tutu Atwell, again, continuity in that receiver room, which I think is filled out. And then someone I really wanted back, Puna Ford, gets his well-deserved bag as one of the best run stuffers of last year on a 3-year deal. So that I think Puna and Devontae are definitely my favorites. How do you feel about their grouping?
Um, I'm looking at Puna Ford as well. Sorry for that long pause. I was kind of just really mulling over whether I liked Stafford's restructured contract more, or man, I know I like Devontae Adams. It gives him another person to throw to with Cooper Cup being released and all that. But um, yeah, so it has to be Puna Ford and Devontae Adams, like you said. A long way to basically explain the same thing, but
All
um,
good. Hey,
I'm really liking that restructured contract. Good on Matthew Stafford for that. Good to stay instead of going to take a bag from the Giants. I think it said something like $100 million contract, or trying to offer him. At least that was a rumor. So
yeah, but he won't play it long enough to reap the benefits of that. At least I don't think so. But
all right, so
could be wrong.
San Francisco 49ers and the Mac and Cheese Jones.
Shanahan gets his guy
Bro.
long ways after.
So
But
let me ask: are they gonna re-sign, or are they gonna tie up all that money into Brock Party because Debo Samuel's gone? I mean, they got Demarcus Robinson to kind of fill a little bit of a void. I mean, who do they really even lose other than? Wish I would have had
oh,
like
they
this.
lost a lot of guys. They lost Hufanga, Dre Greenlaw. Um, they lost.
I'm
They
going
were
for.
gonna lose Jordan Mason.
I was gonna say receiving wise. Then
Oh, Debo's gone. They have Ayuk and they have Ricky Pearsall as in Demarcus Robinson. That's their 1, 2, 3, and then Kittle.
hmm, okay.
And Juwan Jennings, my apologies. I glanced over him too. So their receiver room is fine. But I don't like everyone they lost on defense. Charvarius Ward, Tailea Hufanga, like these are bad losses. Leonard Floyd.
Robert Sala's gonna have to make it work, man. all I gotta say. I mean, he did it before. Let's see if he can do it again. I mean, hopefully they can build through the draft and get some good quality players. I mean, I know did they say they had a good running back class or a good how was the defensive
Really
line?
good running back
How
class,
was the
really good
defensive
team.
line? That's what I think that the Commanders are waiting for. I think they're waiting for the draft to draft Brian Robinson's replacement, but at the same time, going back to here with the 49ers, um, how's the D tackle class? How are we looking?
I think really solid as well, especially top heavy. I don't know what position the Niners go. I think they might go corner and try to get Will Johnson at where they're standing right now in the draft. Um, and I would believe they would trade back if they wanted a defensive tackle, unless Mason Graham from Michigan falls.
Okay, for sure. Favorite signing
So,
out of here is probably Demarcus Robinson. I mean, I really can't really pick. There's not really too much in terms of I can pick. It's low deals. I mean, Luke Farrell too is another one that's a decent deal. 23 year for 20 million. What do you got going on? What do you think is their best signing that they got?
my least favorite free agency thus far. And I would go to Marcus Robinson.
And that's saying a lot because the
Just
Ravens
leave
only picked three
Rose.
people.
Yeah.
The Ravens only got three people.
But I mean, they had a lot less cap space as well. The Niners had more room to work after all the people they released and everything, and they didn't come away with Joey Bosa, who they wanted. That's why
Yeah.
they released Leonard Floyd, and then they struck out on all the corners. They struck out on re-signing their offensive linemen, like an Aaron Banks. Like it's just not the same team.
Okay. All right. So we have one more left. Seattle Seahawks getting Sam Darnold, MVS, Josh Jones, offensive tackle, Demarcus Lawrence. I like that deal, but that man is old.
He is old, but he's
Still
still a fucking
effective.
player when he's in. Yeah.
Jerron Reed also coming back on a 3 year deal, and then Ernest Jones resign. So basically, they re-signed two decent guys, like the Ernest Jones re-signing. Demarcus Lawrence is probably my favorite one out of everyone. But everybody's gonna say, Sam Darnold. They have their quarterback. You traded Geno Smith for Sam Darnold. It's kind of like Sam Darnold's a little bit better, but depending on if you want to
I
take.
think Gino's way better.
Yeah, but if you want to take last year's into concern, everybody's gonna say Sam's better. But at the same time, everybody knows how to stop Sam now. You throw the blitz at him, especially with Rodgers. But at the same time, it is what it is. Tit for tat, tit for tat. They're still probably gonna be. I don't know. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
a
the Seahawks didn't do anything to address that bottom three line, and the Vikings actually had a solid line for majority of last year until the playoffs. And you saw what happened to Sam Darnold when his offensive line crumbled. It was bad, and I feel like it's going to be a lot worse.
so they're baked. Yep.
Yeah, no DK now. You're throwing a Jackson Smith and Jigba and AJ Barner
And MVS.
and MVS now.
Maybe a deep shot, but he'll drop some.
Yeah, it's just not an inspiring offense to me. I do like their defense. I do like their coach, Mike McDonald, but ugh.
Yeah. All right. That's been free agency. That's what they're
What a
stream.
dude.
About an hour and a half. Not too bad. At the same
Yeah.
time, again, JDB Sports been here with y'all. It's good to see y'all. Wow, this TikTok thing looks good. I'm just looking at it now. I had the notes all before. Anyways, JDB Sports here. We'll be back on Saturday with the AFC South edition. So come on, tune in, subscribe, like our channel, view us up, follow us. We also play Madden too every once in a while. I'm gonna and get smoked by some high overall sweats. But we'll be back here on Saturday to break down the AFC South post free agency. It's good to be with you guys. Go ahead and drop a follow, like, comment, subscribe, anything like that to help us out. I'll even donate if y'all want to on our donation page on Twitch. But we will see you guys. JDB Sports. It's been real. It's been good. Hayden, you got
Take
anything
care,
else?
guys.
You got anything else you want to say? Are you all good to go?
Not just get ready for this Saturday.
Let's go. We'll be back here at we'll talk more about like maybe 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back here. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.